The mixed-up story of the boy who became a beautiful woman, the old dog who goes underwater diving, and the politics of ice cream. See you on Tonight Live.
She got diamonds, silk and pearl. Gonna drive you wild, She gonna rule your world. She gonna drive you wild.
Why are Kellogg's cornflakes your #1 choice?
I don't look at the other brands. I choose Kellogg's cornflakes because I know that the quality's always there.
Kellogg's cornflakes would have to stand at the top of the list for health food.
Everybody wants to be healthy these days. Kellogg's cornflakes are the best thing to start the day off.
Well, when I'm a mother, my kids will definitely be eating Kellogg's cornflakes.
Yeah, I think everybody in Australia would have a bowl of Kellogg's cornflakes every day, and if they don't, they should. I think they're great for starting the day.
Kellogg's cornflakes. The simple things in life are often the best.
Michael York, Courtney Cox, Barry Bostwick, Bruce Boxleitner, Juliet Mills and Mia Sara in Judith Krantz's Till We Meet Again, soon on 7.
The 1990 AFL Premiership season is proudly brought to you by Westpac. You can bank on Westpac. McEwen's. You can do it with McEwen's. 4 and 20. The Great Australian Pie. BP, on the move. And CUB, one of the world's great brewers.
On the day we remember our war heroes, a new generation does battle on the football field in AFL Today in this ANZAC Day special. Carlton against Footscray, both looking for their second win of the season. The Blues desperate to arrest the poor start to the season, and Footscray struggling to live up to the support given them by their supporters in the off-season. Richmond, after tough games against Hawthorn and Essendon, hoping for an easier one against Fitzroy. The Lions battling to find the right combination, but at least regaining Gary Pert. Welcome to AFL Today for our 2 matches for replay tonight. And firstly, we go to the match at Princes Park, and we all know how important it was for Carlton. Of course, last year when Footscray travelled there, they thrashed the Blues by 10 goals. This time there was a big breeze blowing. The Blues had first use of it, but led by only 12 points at quarter time. Footscray had it in the second quarter, and the margin had come back to 6, with Carlton still leading. We pick up our replay tonight early in the third quarter. There's been no addition to the half-time score, and we join our commentators in the box at Princes Park, Peter Landy, Ian Robertson and Bernie Quinlan.
Dorotic now playing centre-half forward for Carlton, with Steve Kernahan at full forward still.
Dorotic starting on the bench. Dunlop and Charles knocked away by DeRuy. Terry Wallace. Atkins centering kick off the left foot in front of Davies. Oh, he's marked it. Grant. It's Grant. They both got crew cuts. This is going to be a tricky kick because the wind here still pretty strong.
Well, they've shown that they can kick goals from that area, though. A couple of Carlton players have kicked goals from there. Chris Grant, with the use of his body there, able to hold Dean out.
Gee, he took a great mark in the second quarter, didn't he? One of the marks of the day here, which resulted in a goal. Hasn't had too many kicks, but he looks a real great prospect. A kick. A goal. Great start for Footscray in the third quarter as Grant picks up his second, and Footscray's 6th, scores 11.
Yes, well done, Chris Grant. He's a real good prospect, Chris Grant, as we have a look at that mark in replay. Nothing much Dean could do about that. He was caught out in front, the ball drifting over his head, and with the use of his body there, Grant was able to keep him out, and he had a shot from about 30 metres out. From where he kicked, he was protected by the stand.
So scores a level. Dunlop over the top. McKinnon on the ground, can't collect it. He nearly hands it to Alvin. Liberatore takes it away for Footscray. Up towards half forward. Meldrum overruns it. Glascott, who has tagged McGuinness the whole of the first half, now hurries the ball over the boundary line.
Yep, had to be deliberate.
I can't believe that an umpire can do that when 15 times in the first half he could have done the same thing.
No, that one was blatant robbo, and I go along with the umpire 100%.
I'll step in between you two. As McGuinness takes the free kick. Difficult shot because he's right on the boundary with this atrocious wind to contend with. Could have been a mark down there. Davies goes for the knock-on. Now a chance for Rhys Jones, who does clear it for Carlton. Back to centre wing. Sevilla and Silvani. Sevilla gets out the hand pass to Hogg. Hogg a short pass. Liberatore. And always admire his work. He does a lot of difficult stuff. Down towards the pocket. Grant again. This time can't take the mark. Kolonyuk on the bottom of the pack. Backup support from Davies. Gets the hand pass out. Grant showing speed. Liberatore. Snapshot. He's home. Footscray hit the front. Scoreboard. Footscray leading by 6 points. 7-5 to 5-11.
Well, that's a great start by Footscray in this second half. Kicking into the strong breeze. Liberatore very busy. Look at this, Chris Grant nearly taking the mark again, but backing up very well. We see him coming to the picture again. Steve Kolonyuk battling hard. Chris Grant, who'd nearly taken that mark, getting the ball out to Tony Liberatore. A great goal by Footscray.
So Bulldogs lead by 6 points. Early part of the third quarter. Carlton have got a big job in front of them now. They're kicking with the aid of the breeze. We may get away with these conditions now for the rest of the day. Heavy rain fell in the first half. The ball comes to Rhys Jones. He plays on and gives the hand pass to Hannah. Hannah's kick is a shocker. Out in front of Dorotich. He gathers well. The two number 6s. Dorotich goes over the top. It's too short. Wallace, Terry. Leon Cameron. Cameron's kick towards half forward and a mark is taken by Hawkins, and the Bulldogs are on fire. Hawkins' kick up towards the half forward flank, and it's punched away by the Carlton defence. Darren Davies in the picture there for Footscray. Boundary throw in just outside 50 metres. Bulldogs 7-5, lead Carlton 5-11. Charles, Dunlop, they miss each other. Dunlop just gets his foot to the ball. Cameron gets past McKinnon. Cameron's kick towards centre half forward. Footscray mark, Grant.
See, that was a well-judged grab, Bernie.
Yes, they're missing David Kernahan there at full-back. Of course, off
Certainly
the...
he's got a distinct height advantage over Peter Dean.
Yes, Peter Dean, I admire him greatly. He's a tremendous player, but he just hasn't got the height to compete with Grant in the air.
So Grant, who's kicked 2 goals and had kicked 13 before today for the other 4 matches. And Grant has just missed, I think. Yes, it just floated across the face. And the Blues breathe a sigh of relief. The Footscray fans on their toes as their Bulldogs fight hard at Princes Park. The kick in by Derui to half-back. Rhys Jones has pulled off the ball. He didn't really have control of it. Umpire awards a free kick to the Carlton forward come defender. He goes wide. Dorotich out on his own. The ball sits for him nicely. Round onto the left foot goes Dorotich. Shocking kick. McKinnon. Blackwell fumbles. Back to McKinnon. He'll be caught. It's taken to the ground by Whitney. High ball. Sexton marks in the forward pocket. Did that ball go up the required distance from Hawker? Yes.
Well, I thought it could have been a free kick for a high tackle, Ian. He was definitely grabbed around the shoulder.
Sexton deep in the pocket. Chance to kick Carlton 6th. High kick goes across the face. Foster, good mark in front of Kernahan.
Been a good battle, that. Probably Peter Foster on top of Steve Kernahan.
Foster criticised with 2 or 3 other of the senior Footscray players after the Eagles match 2 weeks ago. Certainly has lifted the last 2 weeks. The kick, Hannah playing his 50th game. Kick close to the line. A mark, Gleeson. No, it's out of bounds. Well, probably should have been on the full. It is.
It is, yeah. Good courage, though, by Adrian Gleeson going back there with the flight of the ball.
And the free kick to be taken by Hogg in the back pocket. Footscray lead by 7 points, 48 plays 41.
Hogg nearly made a mess of it. Charles had lead Victoria Wallace for options. Wallace fumbles and good tackle, Alvin. Now, Eccleston, can he make amends? Hawker rushes him off the ball. Ball over the boundary line as Dunlop comes in pretty smartly and gives away a free kick.
Free kick to Eccleston against Jamie Dunlop for a high tackle as Eccleston was sliding along the ground.
Right half-back flank to centre wing. The kick from Eccleston. No mark paid. Davies puts the foot in like a salesman in the door job. Doesn't come out with the ball. Maybe that's what he does. It's a bounce on centre wing. Footscray taking it right up to Carlton in the third term against the breeze. Charles knocks it down. Atkins, front posse. Long looping hand pass to Cameron. Cameron at right centre wing has to beat two. Back to Terry Wallace. Shepherded by Steve Wallace. Back to Atkins, still inside the square. Wobbly punt kick, 2-on-1 in favour of Carlton, but the mark is to Grant.
Well, too easy there, wasn't it, Peter?
He read it better, I thought, Bernie.
He did read it better.
The ball hung in the breeze. The Carlton guys going back, thinking it was going to carry.
That's right. Dean going back, looking for the carry and eventually getting in the way of Rhys Jones.
He's directly in front, but any shot today is difficult. Into the wind. 30 metres out. Oh, shocker, it looks like. One behind in the wash-up could prove costly.
He's let himself down because if he'd have kicked those 2 goals, gee, it would have given Footscray a great buffer.
DeRuy kicks in. Beautiful kick with the wind, so it's still a factor. Atkins, a mark he should have taken, but he gets around Gleeson. The short pass is on to Steve Wallace. To Maloney inside the square. Grant again. No, not this time. DeRuy in front. Can't take the grab. Socked away by Collinyuk for a behind.
I think Rhys Jones is now playing at full back on Chris Grant. Or maybe he was just helping in the wash-up there.
He bobs up everywhere as Peter Dean goes to get the ball with that arm guard on. Obviously deemed as legal by the umpires. Peter Dean goes to the outer side. Coleman might have got a fingernail to it. No, says the umpire, because he has paid the mark to Glenn Hawker.
Hawker goes long. Footscray 2-on-1. Opportunity for Dorotich. He's caught. Back to Hannah. He's caught. Footscray defence doing well. They'll get clear through Eccleston. The kick is still short. Mark taken by Collinyuk.
Yes, he's paid it.
Carlton fans not happy. Collinyuk, just a short one. Coleman could be run down by Meldrum. Shrugs the tackle. Coleman goes towards full forward. It's over the back. Another Footscray goal coming up. It's kicked by Grant. Grant kicks his 3rd goal, and Footscray go further ahead.
5-11-41 now to 8-8-56.
Of real draft beer. Carlton Draft.
Prepare final approach.
BP is on the move. Right now, all over the world, we're redesigning our 20,000 service stations to make them every bit as advanced as the products we sell. We think you'll appreciate the changes sooner or later. BP, on the move.
Why do people keep coming back to Kellogg's cornflakes?
There's lots of fad foods around, but Kellogg's cornflakes have always been a constant. They've just always been there.
Kellogg's have been around for so long now. They've got a proven formula, and everybody else is now going to try and catch up to them.
I brought my family up on Kellogg's cornflakes, and now my family's bringing their family up on Kellogg's cornflakes.
They're so light and they're really crispy and they taste nice as well as being great for your body.
Kellogg's cornflakes. The simple things in life are often the best.
She got diamonds, silk and pearl. Gonna drive you wild, She gonna rule your world. She gonna drive you wild.
I didn't think you'd ever switch.
Things change, don't they?
Mate, if it was any bigger, it'd need more wheels. It'll do. That V6, got more grunt?
Like chalk and cheese.
What about Kate? She like it?
She loves it.
They look frustrated, the Blues.
Well, I can understand that because we've been going a few minutes now and they haven't got a goal. Kernahan knocks it down. Hawker picks up the crumbs well, dragged off the ball. Still they haven't moved it. And here's the speedy Coleman. His kick doesn't go very far. Hawkins, courage. But the Bulldogs gained 5 metres.
I don't think you meant that, Pete, did you?
No, he's playing well.
Actually, cops a bagging Glenn Coleman, but by geez, putting his body in and doing well for his side today.
This is his best position, definitely, the ruck.
He does better there. Well, he certainly has done today, doesn't he? Kernahan knocks it down. There's a chance for McKinnon.
Meldrum.
Or was it Meldrum, was it? Thank you. Hit the post. In fact, a coat of paint that was. When Robertson and Kennedy were both in Hawthorn side. The Twins. And Rhys Jones just managed to cannon into Greg Eccleston.
Free kick against David Rhys Jones.
He was looking for the free kick himself. I think he's trying to calm the umpire.
I don't think so.
They're stirring up a hornet's nest out there. Let's hope Footscray don't fall for it.
I don't think they will. Kick up towards centre wing. Now this is Meldrum. Rhys Jones in front. Could have marked. Eccleston at the back. Backup support from Kolonyuk. Oh, Wigney did well on all fours virtually to mark in front of Meldrum. Shovels out the hand pass. Kolonyuk.
Playing well, Kolonyuk.
Yeah, good little player, Steve Kolonyuk.
The skipper. Hawkins. Right half back flank. Kernahan. Up from behind. Foster couldn't take the mark. It's on centre wing. Throw into 5. 11.5 minutes left in the third quarter. As Atkins makes position. Knocked down by Dunlop. He's done well in the ruck. Kernahan and Foster. Foster in front. And Foster's got the mark. Steve Kernahan bleeding from the nose. Kick drops short. DeRuy in front. So too was Bassett. Alvin tries to spin out but spins into trouble instead. It's shoveled out the front. Out it comes to Kolonyuk from Wallace. And the mark taken by Davies. Davies at right half forward flank but a long way from goal.
Hawkins running in support, but Davies goes for the kick into the pocket. Oh, Grant's got it, but he's given away a free kick. 2 Carlton players back on him. Dean in front, Silvani at the back. Dean takes the free kick and plays on. Transfers play to the opposite side. It doesn't come off. Cameron. He runs into an open goal. Leon Cameron. And he goals for Footscray.
Cameron's first goal, and indeed a valuable one for Footscray against the Wind. They lead 9-8-62 to 5-12-42 at Princes Park.
Yes, it's been 4 goals, 3 Footscray in this third quarter against the Breeze, and only 1 behind. Kicked by the Carlton side. They look very disjointed. Alex Jesaulenko has made plenty of moves. Good play there by Leon Cameron, getting the handball out, running again to receive it. Good goal into the Breeze.
Now 20 points the difference. 10 minutes left in this quarter. So far it's been a good one for Footscray. Dunlop again up high but didn't get the tap out. Alvin, short kick just off the edge of the circle. Kernahan, knock on by Dunlop. Foster, his opponent. Onto Hogg. Will it sit for him? It does. Onto Wigney, who should get shepherded by Hogg to keep Gleeson at bay. Well, Blackwell rid at the best of most of those players there. DeRuy, he got a heave-ho surely. Is it holding the ball?
See, there was a mix-up there between Dunlop and DeRuy as to who was going to go for that ball.
And so the Blues get out of it with a bounce at midfield. It's still inside the square. Charles and Dunlop. Charles wins that one out. Ineffective as it turned out. McKinnon gets cannoned into by Cameron. Glascott, Hawker. He's got Hannah as an option. He gives it back to Glenn Hawker. He kicked 2 in the first quarter. Into the square. Touched by Eccleston. A foot from the line, and Tepper's becoming frayed at the other end of the ground.
And a bit of a dust up there. Steve Collingwood and Peter Dean having a bit of a how do you do.
5-13 Carlton, Footscray 9-8. The Blues have scored only 2 behinds in this quarter as Eccleston kicks in.
Eccleston's kick to the members' side. The ball hangs up. Great mark taken by Alvin. The hair now flowing a little freer. Ponytail losing its effect as the game wears on. He was tackled earlier by Dougie Hawkins and pulled to the ground by the ponytail. Well, Alvin should be a chance here if he can guide this ball to his boot correctly.
Needs to aim for the right goalpost.
Way right of that, I would think, Pete. That breeze is very strong. He does. Gets under it. Rhys Jones, Liberatore. Hawker dives on it. Cameron, left behind Sexton. Blackwell. Blackwell shoots for goal. It looks pretty good. No, he's missed to the right. And through for Carlton's 15th behind. 14th behind. 5-14. And Footscray are 9-8. See, that scoreboard attendant over there is quick, isn't he?
They're very quick here. Blink and you'll miss them putting it up.
Quick draw. Greg Eccleston.
Still on down in the other goal square.
Up the other end of the ground. Eccleston kicks to the members' side again. Kernahan at the back. Can't get the ball out. Dunlop's underneath it, and Dunlop will take the free kick. Is the advantage paid? No. Dunlop will take it.
I was about to say, Ian, the goal umpire had his pen and pencil out there. I don't know whether any numbers were taken.
Dunlop's kick slews off the side of his boot and goes out of bounds in the left forward pocket. And if that is an indication of how Carlton are playing, well, you haven't watched this game very closely because the Blues are really struggling. They were 5-11 at half-time. They've gone to 5-14. On the other hand, Footscray 5-5 have gone on to 9-8. The ball in front of the Carlton goal. McKinnon tries to burst his way through. Hawker, third goal.
McEwen's Big League Bargains are on, hitting high prices hard. Save a big $20 on an ATD cordless telephone, was $199, now $179. You'll save time and $20 with ATD's Phone Watch telephone answering machine, was $119, now $99. And don't forget our big range of telephone accessories like double adapters, plugs, sockets and extension leads. Don't let anyone stop you getting to McEwen's. You're a winner every week with Big League Bargains store-wide.
Who can you bank on here on the land? Who will be there when you need a hand? Who can you bank on, come rain or come shine, when you've bent your back time after time? Who can you bank on? Who can you trust? You can bank on Westpac. You can bank on us.
Navy highs, Navy deeps, Navy's there when we're playing for keeps. So don't take the ride if you can't take the heat. Navy knows you're the pride of the fleet. Navy knows you're the pride of the fleet.
Polish your car with some polishers, and this is what could happen. Armour All Car Wax, on the other hand, has no harsh abrasives. So when you polish your car, that's all you're doing. Armour All Car Wax.
Thursday, the moment you've all been waiting for.
stuff, the naughty herring, returns next week.
The outrageous fast forward is back.
I'm in Hunch, and I'm pissed off. That's what you heard me say.
Bigger and better than ever before.
The crippled, schizophrenic widow let her 8 children die in a house blaze inferno while she was in a backyard clinic undergoing an illegal head transplant by a Vietnamese faith healer.
Just Jeans presents Fast Forward.
I'm sure you will be thoroughly entertained and thrilled.
New season premiere Thursday on 7.
Both Footscray and Carlton added 1 goal late in the third quarter, so the three-quarter time score was Footscray 10-9 to 7-15. They'd kicked 5 goals to 2 in that third quarter in a gutsy display. Still Carlton close enough, see how they'd go in the last quarter as we join it early in the final term, no addition to the three-quarter time score.
Right forward pocket for Footscray, and the wind, with of course the rain coming now, has picked up a little bit again. Meldrum has the job of minding Hawkins. Knocked away by Charles. Out the back is Liberatore. Atkins shovels it out. Dunlop, Blackwell, good tackle by Wallace. Liberatore, snapshot, is close. An amazing kick, and he's stopped it. Great goal by the little fellow, his second. And Footscray answer the challenge, 11-9 to 7-15.
Yes, Tony Liberatore's second goal. He's a tremendous worker at the bottom of the pack. Have a look at this work again. Liberatore getting the original hand pass out, then buttering up again, always working hard to get into the play again. Tremendous play, Tony Liberatore. He didn't get much of a go last year under Mick Malthouse, but he really deserves every bit of success he has.
Good tackle by Terry Wallace, Bernie, too.
Excellent tackle.
So Footscray lead by 18 points. Carlton get the ball out of the centre, but it's Eccleston tidying up at half-back for Footscray. Kick up towards half-forward, mark taken by Meldrum. Can't afford to go back. They'll need to play on at every opportunity, the Blues. Meldrum's short kick finds Glascott. Glascott goes to Blackwell. Blackwell's high kick towards centre half-forward. No mark, Dorotich. Bradley's well caught. Back towards Dorotich, but chipping in with Sevilla. Coleman has crashed to the ground. Umpire adjacent to the action. Kernahan can't break clear, neither can McGuinness. And now the umpire will come in and ball it up with a play just wide of centre half forward for Carlton. Blues trailing by 18 points. They could be facing a 1 win and 4 loss situation after this game. Atkins leaves it for Liberatore. Liberatore's kick towards half forward, marked by Hannah. So Carlton's defence is holding up pretty well. They just can't get anything out of their forward line. Hannah now being forced to play on. He gets around Charles. The kick falls in short. Mark taken by Alvin. Looking to hand pass. Forced to kick. Left foot kick sits up. Mark taken by Dunlop. Slightly forward of the centre. Dunlop goes along with the drop punt kick. Look at the wind bring it back. It's only gone 20 metres forward and about 50 metres wide. Hogg, handball over the top, a little too far, but McGuinness, it's nice for him. McGuinness kicks to the front, centre half forward. Footscray mark to Davies.
Well, Bassett just sat back there and watched Davies take that mark, expecting another one of these fellow defenders to come in and help him out, but Davies only eyes for the ball. They may have been a little bit hard on Bassett there. He could have slipped at the critical moment.
Davies now distance, no problems. Just has to manage this breeze, which is blowing slightly from his right to his left. Kicks it high, the wind has got it. It's a goal. Great kick. Perfect kick by Davies, sitting it up with the breeze and letting it do the rest. Footscray kicked their 12th. 12-9 plays 7-15.
Do something about this.
We're always juggling money from one account to another.
Looks complicated.
Well, maybe you've got too many accounts.
Maybe you're right.
To help you make the most of your money, we've made it simpler to choose which accounts you really need. Because at Westpac, we believe the way you bank has a lot to do with the way you live.
Oh, I think we can manage that. You can bank on us.
Never before did a road tyre owe so much to a race tyre. Directional Ducaro from Goodyear.
How's Lisa like the Air Force? Sea Line 023, 3 miles to touchdown.
Must be boring.
Clear to land.
023.
Check wheels.
3 green.
She reckons it's terrific. Nah. Above glide path, slightly right of centre line.
Not much of a life for a girl.
Look ahead, land visually.
Dreary desk job.
I love bringing these guys in blind.
Puts a bit of humility back in the seat, eh?
I'll get it. Way to go.
Poor Lisa.
It was enormous. I thought I was going to get lost in the place.
Job with no music. I don't believe it.
I heard voices, so I just followed the
My
noise.
relationships are based on a good sound system.
I got to a room where there was a guy. He was setting the place up. So I started setting the stereo up for him. It turns out it was meant to be a surprise.
Fantastic!
I think she really liked it.
Arthur's got Terry minding a private school punts.
Look, I hope you realise this wasn't my idea.
And he's not thrilled about the idea either.
How much longer have I got to play nursemaid to that kid?
But why does Arthur want to bail out of the deal when he's the one getting rich?
If you don't stop minding the kid, I'm going to lose things.
What sort of things?
Parts of me that I'd rather hang on to.
Looks like our hero's in trouble.
I am serious, Terry. I'm using my serious voice.
That's Minder, right after the new season premiere of Fast Forward, Thursday on 7.
Footscray believing they can win. Kernahan to Gleeson, though. Oh, that's a fine mark. Brought in by Sexton, the rookie. And Sexton has kicked 1 goal to date.
The other player they've missed today, really, Carlton, is Adrian Gleeson. He's been very quiet as well.
Young Michael Sexton has the chance to bring the Blues a little bit closer. The distance shouldn't be a problem. The accuracy may be. Or as Kernahan marked it, the goal umpire agrees it's a mark. Now Kernahan in a position very similar to that occupied by Jamie Dunlop earlier. And you can see a fair bit of daylight between the posts, but he'll need to run around. So it shouldn't be a problem if he executes it properly. And he's done just that, I think. No, it hit the post. 3 posters to Carlton in the second half.
And 3 behinds to Steve Kernahan.
So I guess if we think about that stat, Peter Foster has done an excellent job. Eccleston to kick in. A nice spiral punt would get some distance. He won't do that kick. Dunlop in front. A fist away. McKinnon knocks it further forward for Sexton. Around Sevilla. A snapshot is off target, and that is out of bounds on the full. It will be a free kick to Footscray, and the recipient again will be Eccleston.
The fans all pretty excited there. I guess they'd have to be Footscray fans because Carlton supporters haven't got much to cheer about.
I think they're Carlton, Ian.
12-9 plays 7-16. Kick in short, mark taken by Coleman, and he's played a great game for his side, Glenn Coleman. Plays on quickly, drop punt kick towards centre half forward. Footscray marked to Hawkins. Footscray got all the runners. McGuinness goes long to the front of the goal square. Silvani punches away. Dean bumped off it by Liberatore. Atkins, kick smothered magnificently. Liberatore. Charles can't get his foot to the ball. McGuinness goes back. Gleeson, little left foot chip out wide. Too far for Bradley. Steve Wallace wearing him closely, and the boundary line takes the football. So we've got a throw in about 70 metres around from the Footscray goal. Dunlop there. Umpire allows play to go on. Darui just gets his left foot to the ball. Kernahan can't gather it. Foster showing desperation. Kernahan looking for holding the ball decision. Now, as a free kick being picked out of it, it's going to Footscray. To Charles.
Badly disciplined play there by Carlton.
Bradley limping. Charles goes towards full forward. Dean takes the mark and plays on quickly. Left foot kick. Just in front of Kernahan. Goes back to Dean. Ball kept in by Gleeson. Umpire calls for a boundary throw-in. Gleeson looking anxiously at the umpire. Play goes on. 23 points, Footscray's lead. Hannah. Bradley, one of his rare possessions, towards centre-half forward. Push in the back against Sexton. Pretty obvious from here. Free kick to Sevilla.
Sevilla's kick. Straight to Gleeson. Around Collinyuk. McKinnon. Wobbly old kick. Dorotic, well, no one to get the hand pass to. Good tackle, Sevilla. That's a trip. And the free kick will go to Troy Maloney. Thought about the hand pass, and now he does effect it to Foster. Into the circle. Charles.
Gee, they're not manning up, Carlton, are they?
Not too well at the moment, Bernie. Now, with the wind, he could lob this just about in the goal square if he gets onto it. He's got in short, though. Over the head of Bassett. It'll be left to Silvani to do any tidying up work. If he can, Davies beats him to it, but a shocking kick is out of bounds on the full, or is it a point? One behind, says the goal umpire. And that might have been over generous, but it's a valuable one. They'll take it. 12-10 to 7-16. Carlton with the job ahead of it. 14:55 left in the quarter. Steve Silvani goes in short. And Gleeson, as it turned out luckily, perhaps takes the mark. DeRuy fumbles. Does well to get the hand pass away to Meldrum. Back to Gleeson. They haven't gained anything from that. It'll be left to Glasgow on another fumble. Good tackle by McGuinness. So Carlton, with about 4 possessions, have carted the ball from one side of the ground to the other, and that's a push in the back to McGuinness.
Well, that's terrible play by Carlton. They look disorganised at the moment, Ian. They're rattled. Good play by Tony McGuinness.
McGuinness fell over.
It wasn't a free.
Terrible.
He fell into his back. You're joking.
When you look at the replay.
Oh, come on.
Almost a mark by Grant. Silvani to Dunlop. Look at the wind take that. Could be out of bounds on the full. It is. Unbelievable wind here at Princes Park today. Atkins with the free. Short passes to Davies. Now he really would need to aim for about the scoreboard for this to go in for a goal.
The importance is how he drops the ball. If the wind affects the ball as it goes from hand to foot, he's got no chance.
See what he can do with it, Davies.
Great kick.
Yes, it's coming around. And what's he done with it? It's a goal. Tremendous kick.
Today's match is part of the CUB AFL 1990 Premiership season.
Carlton led in the first half, but a great second half by Footscray in the difficult conditions saw them get up to win by 27 points, their second successive victory over the Blues at Princes Park. Hawker kicked 3 for Carlton, Grant kicked 3 goals for Footscray, and a crowd of nearly 24,000 saw the match. And perhaps again it was proof that if you stop Kernahan and Bradley, you also stop the Blues, and they've won just 1 match in the opening 5 rounds. So a bit of trouble out there at Princes Park. We'll be back with our second match for replay tonight, the game from the MCG where the wind didn't have quite so much effect, and some pretty open football there. Richmond against Fitzroy coming up soon.
What's it like to be up there in space? You don't want to come back.
A dream come true. A scandal that stunned the world.
It'll be a catastrophe of the highest order.
The chance of a lifetime. 7 men and women betrayed.
Keep that shuttle flying.
Karen Allen as Krista McCauliffe.
I feel good.
5. Barry Bostwick as Commander Scobie.
4. It'll be very easy for something to go wrong. 3. Let's go. 2.
Brilliant, shocking, true.
1.
I can't wait.
Challenger, a major movie experience Sunday.
The next time you buy a carpet, remember a few things about the fibre it uses. Remember, only one carpet fibre is natural, so only wool carpet naturally resists dirt and grime. Naturally resists heat and flame. Naturally resists liquids and spills. Soil resistant, flame resistant, liquid resistant, wool. When you buy your next carpet, remember, only wool can do it.
Hi.
Didn't I meet you in my dreams?
More like my nightmares.
There's lots of classic moments, but only one classic chocolate. Extra rich, extra creamy, purer classic chocolate.
How'd you go? Nah, not my type.
Tonight, I have special for us. Guess. Island steak. Lean, juicy, round steak. Marinated in pineapple juice. Coconut milk, Tabasco, and a hint of ginger.
You're here. Where you find all these things?
Sear steak in hot pan. To finish, simmer marinade and pour over steak.
Today's steak. Can you imagine anything better?
How can they call this Magna a wagon? Wagons are supposed to rattle and bump. This one's as smooth as a baby's bottom. It's a plot to send me off to sleep. No way! I want to know who's responsible!
The next time you buy a carpet, remember, only wool carpet naturally resists liquids and spills. Liquid-resistant wool. Only wool can do it.
Welcome back to AFL Today. Now we go to the MCG for the match between Richmond and Fitzroy. A crowd of just over 23,000 watching the game out there. And the skill level in the first quarter was below par, really, something that you might expect from the teams second last and last on the league ladder. The Tigers, looking for their first win of the season, wasted a few opportunities and kicked 3-6 to Fitzroy's 2-2 to lead by just 10 points. But the standard improved in the second quarter. The game opened up and there was some spectacular play at the MCG. We pick it up not long after the resumption of play, still 10 points the margin, and with me in commentary, Peter McKenna. Chance here today for the Tigers to get their first points for the season. The kick in by Strooper. Hurried kick to the forward line, a lucky capture there, and a centering kick, or an attempted centering kick, is out of bounds on the full from Tony Free. And Strooper will kick in again. Not bad distance into the wind. Lee under the ball. Roos is there. Fighting with Brendan Gale. Fighting for the ball. And the umpire will ball it up. Brendan Gale, former Tasmanian. Michael Gale, his brother, on opposing teams. And their father, Don, who played 20 interstate games for Tasmania, is here to watch them today. This is Free. High kick, 2 against 2. Strooper underneath it, flip to the back. Big chance here for the Tigers. Open goal if he can gather. And a beautiful kick put through by Hamilton for his first goal. He was running out of room. The angle became pretty tight by the time he had his kick. And the Tigers fans just with a glimmer of hope here today.
Well, 4-7 plays 2-3. 16 points now in the margin. Back to the centre, an interesting one of the umpires, Andrew Cates. Great to see him. His father was a great umpire and when I was playing, Ian Cates, and well done to young Andrews. We see Brian Lees. They're playing all right. Richmond, a long kick to the forward line. Here's Andy Goodwin on the left foot. Will he get round onto the right? He will. Can he hook it back? He steps a goal. Goodwin, that looks better. Oh, good goal. Richmond really on fire at the moment. Certainly have looked the better side. They go further in front. 5-7 plays 2-3. The ball down to that forward line. Goodwin read it beautifully over the back of the pack. I thought he might swing onto the left foot and slam it through, but he gets back onto the right. And then with a real banana kick on the right foot, hooks it back for a good goal.
Andy Goodwin gets a goal with his first kick, having started the match and spent the first quarter on the bench. And the Tigers have kicked 2-0 this quarter. Nichols knocks it further afield. Roos in defence. He was on the forward line in the first quarter. Back at centre-half back now. Out to Clayton. Clayton's kick to centre wing. And it's good to see Gary Pert back. after missing the first 3 games of the season. Pert across the ground is good play, and the mark taken by Lynch. Fitzroy needing to find something. 12 scoring shots to 5 in Richmond's favour so far. Here's Gale running out of room, ball out of play in the forward pocket.
Well, Richmond have looked a better side, definitely. They are fairly evenly matched up, the sides, but Richmond have been very, very enthusiastic, as you said, Drew, trying to get their first win of the season. It's that half-back round the Melbourne members area. This is Tim Powell, former Assumption College star full forward. Look at the pace of Mitchell. He's brought down. Good play by Blakey. Oh, some strong work in the packs there as Gary Pert boots it off the ground, but only succeeds in putting it out of bounds on the full. At half-back for Richmond, Matthew Knights. To centre wing, Roos at the back. Hasn't been in great form this year, Paul Roos. Lambert to Trent Nichols, 2 of the young players that they're banking their future on, Richmond. And that kick off the ground ricocheted straight over the line, out of bounds. Half forward for the Tigers.
Members stand starting to find some voice here. Some Richmond supporters who haven't had much joy in the last couple of seasons. Lambert's kick up towards half forward. Strooper out of defence. Back to centre wing, but the mark taken by Free. Richmond all over Fitzroy at the moment. The kick by Free is good to Hogg at full forward. Punch comes down to the front to Roos. Jolted free of his hands. Goes to Blakey. Clearing kick by Blakey. A punch down by Mitchell. Ryan after it. Stephen Ryan, ball up and down in the one spot. Now out of bounds and a throw-in.
Well, we must remember that Richmond took it right up to Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago. In fact, with 3 or 4 goals in front at half-time. So that performance wasn't too bad. Well beaten by Essendon, of course, last week. There's Scotty Clayton towards half-forward. Twisted away by Bauer. Peter Burke. Well, no, it wasn't Peter Burke. It was Matthew Armstrong, in fact, getting it to Pert. Pert up to full forward. Gale. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Lynch coming out hard after it. Taken away by Des Ryan. Right out wide is Tony Free, and he's got a paddock to run in, but he elects to give the hand pass to. Oh, they're playing well now, Richmond. This is Stephen Ryan. 2 times he put the ball on the ground, then kicks it to full forward. Over the back, it's a mark. Hamilton playing well. Read it well. 2 bites of the cherry. He's kicked 1, and a big chance for his second. The ball floated down. He just waited over the back. The long arms went up. 2 grabs, and he got it. And will kick from about 20 metres out directly in front. And it is a dangerous time for Fitzroy. Hamilton for his second. Kicks right through it. It's another one to the Tigers.
McEwen's Big League Bargains are on, hitting high prices hard. Save a big $20 on an ATD cordless telephone, was $199, now $179. You'll save time and $20 with ATD's Phone Watch telephone answering machine, was $119, now $99. And don't forget our big range of telephone accessories like double adapters, plugs, sockets and extension leads. Don't let anyone stop you getting to McEwen's. You're a winner every week with Big League Bargains store-wide.
Final approach.
BP is on the move. Right now, all over the world, we're redesigning our 20,000 service stations to make them every bit as advanced as the products we sell. We think you'll appreciate the changes sooner or later. BP, on the move.
At Venture this Thursday, Friday and Saturday, you can get 20% off regular price on bedspreads, sheets, quilt covers, pillows, curtains, cushions, towels and all soft homewares. 20% off at Venture.
Yes, it's raining dollars from Alcan with this amazing offer. Order new Alcan guttering now and you'll get 10% off the fully installed price. On an average house, you get this much gutter fully installed for free. That's worth around $150. It's genuine Alcan guttering. It's pre-painted, rust-proof, with a 10-year written warranty. Call this number right now. Save 10% on new Alcan guttering, and we'll give you this best-selling decorator's handbook absolutely free, just for getting a quote. Call us now.
We could bottle the Black Douglas after just 3 years and still call it Scotch. But then the pure Highland water would miss out on the 5 extra years to blend and mellow the subtle flavours. The barley would miss out on the 5 extra years to smooth the character. And the flavour of the peat would miss out on the 5 extra years to enhance the distinctive finish. If the Scotch you're drinking doesn't say it's been aged for 8 years, it could be aged for as little as 3. The Black Douglas, aged in Scotland, all of its 8 years.
It's a big weekend of football on 7 Sports. Saturday night, the big round 5 clash between the Saints and the Pies. St Kilda versus Collingwood at the MCG, while the Bombers take on a rejuvenated Geelong at Waverley. Sunday, live from Perth, the Eagles fight to continue their winning run against the luckless Swans. A desperate clash, West Coast versus Sydney. Saturday, the replay. 2 o'clock Sunday, live action. Only on 7 Sport.
Neither ruckman touched it. Lyon gets the hand pass away to Stevens now on the forward line. His kick across the face of goal. Desperate attempt by Wheeldon. The man with the 1990s haircut. Maybe 1790s, I'm not sure.
It's close to a mohawk. Just a little bit more off the sides and he'd have a dead set mohawk.
Snap by Clayton. Offline, behind.
Well, they'll have to get a move on soon, Fitzroy, because they've really dominated this quarter. Richmond, they've had good players everywhere. Some of their small men, Lambert and Free, been excellent. Trent Nichols, Young has been outstanding. Hamilton's done well. Here's Brian Lees at half back, playing on and straight up in the air. Packer players converge on the ball. Gale has gone in hard after it today. There's Knights. Packer comes to Goodwin. Goodwin, who kicked a great goal 5 minutes ago, down to Hogg. Hogg has been out with a hamstring injury. Socket off the ground by Hamilton. Grabbed by Knights. Here's danger for Fitzroy again. The kick up in front of goal. Oh, the mark is dropped by Stephen Ryan. He really had a good chance. They pounce into his back and holding the ball. Oh, boy. He didn't make any attempt to get rid of it, but they did dive on top of his back. He's very, very unlucky there, I feel. And listen to the crowd.
Right in front of the Richmond cheer squad. That was not a popular decision.
It's at half back for Fitzroy. He's grabbed by Goodwin. Oh, they want it more, Richmond. Over to Young. And a very lacklustre performance this by Fitzroy. Delina gives it to Clayton. Bannock has it punched out of his hand. Ross Lyon's been hardly sided.
And Bannock coming up for his 5th kick. And good distance with that kick to the forward pocket. Comes to the back of the pack. Mitchell lost his footing at the vital time. Burke there for Fitzroy in the goal square ruse. And good use of the ball out of defence. Here's Aythorne. His kick up towards centre wing. Strooper dives after it, gathers, back to Aythorne, but the hand pass was bad, under pressure, he lost it. Stolen red hot, good play by Knights, and in the forward pocket, the mark has been taken by Young.
Oh, he's a good player, this guy. He reads it really well, Barry Young. He's just got that natural talent, Drew, to get in the right spot at the right time. That's something you're born with. You don't learn that.
Well, this is his 14th possession, and we're midway through the second quarter. And the kick. Will it come back with the wind? It does. Beauty.
Well, the Tigers are absolutely blitzing Fitzroy in a very poor performance by Fitzroy, but let's give credit to the Tigers. They've moved on to 7-7 to 2-4, and this man is killing them. Barry Young, as he read that, well, he got in the spot to receive that long kick from Knights. It was clever play by Knights. And then a beautiful kick straight through the middle. Fitzroy will really have to get a move on now. Richmond dominating the game. Ross Lyon to try to crash his way through the pack. Trent Nichols off the ground. Now it's Scott Clayton in soccer tactics. What can they do? They're playing in front. Look at Bowden. They're full of enthusiasm. Here's Wielden getting onto the left foot. He's got an open goal. Will it come back? It won't. They need goals and they need them quickly. Darren Wielden has missed. So 2-5. Plays 7-7. 5 goals to the margin.
And in this quarter, Pete, it's been 4-1 to 3 behinds. So Richmond have thrashed them in this second quarter. Here's Young again, possession 15. And look at that, measured off beautifully to Lambert. Richmond running amok. Left footer by Lambert is good. Free, what a mark. He took Blakey out of it and then propped and took the mark in front of his face. Tony Free just outside 50 metres. Bit of a gale behind him. He's not without a chance. He hoists it high. It's close. Oh, was it touched? Just. Whew.
Right on the line. I'll tell you what, it was very close. As you said, that really floated, and Free's been excellent. Gee, they've had some good players. It's hard to individualise, but they've had Free. Hamilton's been excellent. Lambert, Knights, Young, Nichols. They've just had good players everywhere. Michael Mitchell. And to think probably the best player of the year didn't take his place in the side. Now here's David Cloak. And the Richmond supporters finding voice. And they're running a little bit quicker and running harder at the ball. Jeff Hogg, oh, good use of the body. Now the Fitzroy players might try and claim that was a hip out. But that was just sheer strength. Beautiful mark, Jeffrey Hogg. He stood his ground. He just, old Peter Hudson fashion, stuck the backside out and the hip all in one. Bang. One grab mark directly in front for his second goal. He's popped it through. Another one to the Tigers.
Of real draft beer. Carlton Draft.
Adventure this Thursday, Friday and Saturday. You can get 20% off regular price on bedspreads, sheets, quilt covers, pillows, curtains, cushions, towels and all soft homewares. 20% off Adventure.
Carmen. At last, Bizet's musical masterpiece has the biggest stage production in the world to do it justice. And now, due to unprecedented demand, there'll be one extra and final performance. If you see only one opera in this life, make sure it's the one you'll still be talking about for years to come. Carmen, the world's greatest tragedy. Would be to miss it. Book now.
Today in the Territory, you could take a slow train to the loneliest pub in the scrub. Join the millions of visitors to Kakadu. Snap a prehistoric monster. Hear waterfalls roaring. Eat bush tucker by a waterhole. You see, there's nowhere in the world like your own territory.
So what's news? We've got our glasses, have we? Glasses, yes. You seen a Shell service station around here? A what? Shell? Yeah. What's the difference? A lot. They've got Ultra. It's the only regular unleaded with a sparkator. It's good, real good. Sparkator? Yeah. What's the difference? Helps smooth everything out. When you put your foot out, it works. Watch this. They got Ultra. It works, yeah?
Used regularly, Win Spitfire Plus cleans your car's fuel system while you drive. So next time you fill up, add a bottle of Win Spitfire Plus. You'll have more power, better fuel economy and easier starting. When it's Wins,
it works!
Next on Hinch.
Dry cleaning, a service we take for granted. But the people who do the work put their lives on the line inhaling toxic chemicals.
A couple of dry cleaners have died from what I've got with Thankful Tigers.
This job could kill you. Next on Hinch.
Coming up, first, Darren Hinch live will talk about the nose job and such other things that will amaze you.
It's 56-17, and Fitzroy right out of their depth at the moment. Ross Lyon has been very quiet. Just gets the kick away out of the middle. Steady mark taken by Powell in defence for the Tigers. He wants to go across the half-back flank. Options are covered a bit, so he goes further up the ground to the wing. Goodwin couldn't take the mark, but he'll get the free. Andy Goodwin up towards half-forward flank. Give it to Young. He's had the ball all day. Couldn't get it that time. Ruse to Armstrong. Round the outer side. Fitzroy man at the back really should have taken the mark. It comes to Lyon. Lyon's kick is high. Wielded. 40 metres out. Clever kick up towards full forward, and the mark is taken by Lynch. No, not paid. It comes down here to Dundas. He goes for goal and kicks it. The Lions first for the quarter, and it's taken them nearly 20 minutes.
Well, did they need that one from Matthew Dundas? A very timely goal. They've moved on Fitzroy to 3-5. Richmond 8-8. Well, it looked like being a certain mark to Lynch. He couldn't take a good effort by Lees to make the spoil. It could actually have been paid a mark. He 9 times out of 10 that would be paid. The umpire let it go. No mark. Back to the centre. Can they get another couple? They need them. They've got 8 minutes of play left in this quarter. There's Nichols going to half forward. Mark Aythorne repels that attacking and goes wide with Scott Clayton. Oh, Clayton nearly ran straight into Bannock. The kick to half forward is taken by Lees, who's improved in the last couple of weeks. He did a very good job at Hawthorn against Dermot Brereton. Kicked off the ground by Lambert. Ross Lyon in after it. Oh, Lambert goes and gets it again. That was good play. And he's got a loose man out wide in Nichols, who takes the mark at centre wing. Now the lead is by Mitchell. They won't catch him. Look at the pace of Mitchell. He's just too quick once he leads. They're impossible to get in front of. Now he's got an open goal. Players converge. Ryan, Stephen Ryan grabs it, hooks it through another one to the Tigers. They're on fire. Well, what can Fitzroy do? 9-8 plays 3-5.
That was great play by Lambert back near the centre of the ground. Got his hands on it twice, and the second time his kick was absolutely beautiful to Nichols, who'd burnt off the opposition. Mitchell led well, popped it up, and even though Ryan couldn't take the mark, he was able to recover and kick the goal. This is an onslaught here by the Tigers in the second quarter. They've added 6 goals too, and Fitzroy have added 1-3. This would be the Tigers' best quarter for the season after losing their first 4 games. Lyon is having a shocker. Delena, pressure in there. Look at the tackling. Well, there's a high one, and Armstrong, I thought he'd get a free kick. But the umpire will ball it up.
Fitzroy have hardly got a good player out there today, Drew.
No, they are really struggling. Cloak against Rendell. Cloak wins beautifully down to Bauer. Brendan Bauer playing on the ball. Young almost with one hand. Through goes Goodwin. Kept it out in front. Andy Goodwin. Just offline.
It was funny to watch Goodwin. Then the arms went up in the air. I think when he put it to boot, he thought this is through, and he got a bit of a shock. But 18 shots to 8. Well, that tells the story. They are far more desperate than Fitzroy, Richmond. They really want to win this game. Kicked off the ground. That was by Matt Rendell for half forward. Now a chance for Lynch, Alistair Lynch, who hasn't had a good year. Now he's lost it, and that was weight of numbers. And Bannock's looked very, very impressive. A cool customer. Good one! Oh, diving mark, a good one. Good one to good win.
Andy Goodwin.
Yes, as he goes to the pocket, ruses the flyer at the back, but he can't get it over the line. There's Knights going to ground. Oh, that's a bad decision. Knights had that ball, dropped it red hot, and then appealed for holding the man, and he got it. Now the leader's on by Hogg. Good lead. Hogg, was it in the back? Umpire says no. It's grabbed by Aythorne. Mark Aythorne, Barry Young. Oh, good play as he punches at the ground. Very disciplined play. Matthew Knights looking for someone to lead. Gale at the back. And also there for Fitzroy was Ruse. All dangerous to Michael Gale. Nearly brought down. Very strong player though, Gale, as he looks for Rendell. And Rendell takes the mark at half back.
David Cloak started the match on the bench and came on in the first, after 15 minutes in the first quarter. He's been out there for the whole of the second quarter, but this time Rendell beat him to it. His kick over centre wing. Clayton. Pressure from Bannock. It might be unkind to Scott Clayton, but he's getting to the older end of the scale, and Michael Bannock at the Bannock at the other end of the scale.
Good to see the young bloke pushing and shoving and showing the older bloke that he's around too.
Anthony Bannock. I heard somebody say probably had hair under his armpits when he was 10. That's probably right. Up towards half forward. And this is bouncing in on end and gaining a lot of ground for the Tigers. Lambert caught by Ruse. This time he is holding it, or throwing it, says the umpire. And free kick perhaps like he should have been the last time.
Oh, no doubt. He dropped the other one red hot, but there's Ruse, in my opinion, his rightful place. Centre back. He won a Brownlow medal there. Or became second. What am I saying? Second, I should say.
Should have, some say.
Yeah, he should have. As we see Tony Free up in front of goal. Pressure on, but oh, he's equal to the task, Michael Gale. He's been one of their better players. He's trying his heart out. He goes wide to Baldwin. Or is it Aythorne? I'll have a look in a sec as we see Lynch going in after it. Brockhurst is there. Now it's Trent Nichols. Back it comes to Hogg. In fact, that player I mentioned a moment ago for Fitzroy was Mark Aythorne, former Footscray player. He looks very much like Baldwin, plays a very similar game. There's White and Nichols. In after him is Forstall. And very impressive today, Richmond. 3.5 minutes of play left in the second quarter. They lead 9-9 to 3-5.
A 40-point lead, do you mind, to the Tigers, who haven't won a game for the year. Pushing the back. Free kick to Fitzroy. The last man to stand up is Carl Delena to take the free at right half-back flank.
You're right, Austin's going to say some harsh words at half-time, I feel.
Well, they're nearly going to need to kick about 12 goals in the third quarter to get back into this. Oh, good mark. No, mark not paid. Or not taken by Lynch. Lyon. Tackling's pretty fierce. Whipped away by Bauer. Here's kick down towards half-forward flank. Mitchell! Whoa! What a mark, Michael Mitchell!
That will be the mark of the year, in my opinion. That is sensational, Drew.
He was up there for a week and juggled it all the way down.
Oh, brilliant.
Kick by Mitchell. Make it a goal, son. It's a mighty kick, but just offline.
Oh, he really got himself in the position for that mark. We must remember a few years ago in Western Australia, he took the mark of the year when he stood on a guy's head to take one mark. It was the most brilliant mark I've ever seen. But I'll tell you what, that will go close to the mark of the year. There's Brockhurst. Bringing it to half-back Rendell. Runs around to the centre-back area and a long kick to half-forward. Oh, Bannock, he's got a old head on young shoulders, or young head on old shoulders, whichever way you want to look at it. There's Nichols to half-forward. Hogg, an open goal. Hooks it back. It's another one to the Tigers.
Today's match is part of the CUB